What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, if you know or don't know, today, the 4th of July, America's Independence Day. So I was going through looking for a video. I didn't want to do nothing in regards to it, but I was like, I seen Geography Now just showed Barbie just dropped the United States episode today, and somebody sent me this video. We got gun control abroad versus the United States from The Daily Show. I feel like I've seen a snippet of this before. I think this is the longer version, but why not take interest and talk about one of America's most prized possessions that they can never see that it's a problem? Guns. Talking about guns today. But let's check this out. See what it's about. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Appreciate whoever sent this. Let's see the longer version of it, I guess. Okay, gun control.
Previously, I went to Australia, where I learned that in 1996 their government enacted sweeping gun control laws.
Oh, wow.
The result: reduced gun
guns.
violence and zero mass shootings. So are there any lessons for America here? Virginia gun advocate Philip Van Cleve has a clear answer.
We're not Australia. It's a very different culture. Different people, different everything.
Right, there's no similarity with Australia. Australia is a former British colony with a wild frontier that was tamed by brave men who also wiped out almost an entire indigenous population. And we are not similar to that. Right?
Right.
Right, because unlike Australia, we Americans know when the guns are taken away, tyranny inevitably follows.
People really had these signs. Will they take nets?
The founding
Americans know
Shall not be interfered. If gun causes crimes, mine or broke.
when the guns are taken away, tyranny
Husband, father, type of voter, gun owner, I refuse to be a victim.
inevitably follows.
The founding fathers knew that governments tend to grow beyond their means. In America, we're stepping in the direction of a police state.
Is that really happening, Philip, or is that some kind of crazy paranoia?
We have police. They're now wearing ninja suits, if you will. I mean, you don't even know they're police necessarily. They got the black masks on and everything.
So it really isn't crazy paranoia. You're justifiably frightened about ninja police.
Ninja police. Yes.
That is crazy.
Ninja police.
Yes. Yeah.
Sadly, without access to semi-automatic firearms, Australians wouldn't know a thing about real freedom.
Bloody oath we're free. We just sit here doing whatever we want. Everybody's just hanging out and having a good time.
People don't have the same concerns anymore about getting gunned down when they're at a tourist resort.
Yeah, but was that worth it?
Yes.
Was it worth giving up your fundamental freedoms just to not get shot in a gun massacre?
What are you talking about?
Australians must now live in this well-regulated nightmare because of ex-politicians like Rob Borbidge, who smugly thinks that his country has something to teach us.
I hope that they would have a look at what has happened here.
Why would people want to live like this?
Because they might want a safer society to live in.
You got a point.
But it's pointless for us to study the Australian experience because their fear of gun control back then has no parallels with ours. I mean, what kind of things were you hearing when you suggested gun control?
That a government was becoming a dictatorship.
All right, that's one.
We're told that people would not have the right to defend their property and their families.
Okay, that's definitely two.
The democracy is at stake somehow if government decides there should be a background check.
Yeah, all right.
That
three.
We're about to be invaded by the Indonesians.
That's completely different. No one in America is afraid of Indonesians. Are they afraid of Mexicans and Muslims coming? Maybe. Sure, he claims Australians were angry, but where is the proof?
People's rights are being taken away from them.
And I'm not going to give up any guns that they're going to take off me. Are you going to give yours up?
See, I know, I think I did see the gun control video about Australia. I guess this is a different side because, I mean, of course, when there's laws put in place, everybody's not going to agree with it. I guess I haven't seen this side of the
Give up any guns that they're going to take off me. Are you going to give yours up?
OK, there it is. But how do those angry rural Conservatives feel now?
My immediate reaction was that it was an overreaction, but as time went on, the regulations were quite manageable.
So, hold on. You didn't want to give up your high-powered gun?
No, but I felt as if I had a bit of a duty to the rest of our society.
And if you think that sounds bat crazy, this effective gun control was enacted by Conservative politicians against the will of their own base.
There's no other way. There is no other way.
But our politicians are different. They know that
gun control doesn't work.
Or even if it does,
it takes a long time.
And to be
I don't think I like that.
Gun control doesn't work.
Or
yeah, I
or even if it does,
it takes a long time.
And to be fair, John Howard and his Deputy Prime Minister Tim Fisher have had since 1996 to enact their sweeping reforms.
It took less than 3.5 months.
What? What?
Put Arthur Massacre was on the 28th of April 1996.
Yep.
In a 12-week period shortly following that, bulk of legislation was devised, drafted, debated and implemented.
But it doesn't work.
0 massacres since 1996.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but gun control doesn't work. So my head was spinning.
When you think about it, that something worked. Something worked, and that worked. It obviously worked. Now I know, United States, we're a little bit bigger, but we can start fixing state to state.
I had to clear it the traditional Aussie way. No, not that way. A walkabout.
The Second Amendment is sacrosanct.
Political suicide. 0 massacres since 1996.
From my cold, dead hand.
Ninja police.
Oh my goodness.
It's a bloomin' onion. So hungry. Bloomin' onion.
What is he eating? This man wildin'. He's fighting a kangaroo man.
After 3 days in the bush with a guy in a kangaroo suit, it became clear what the real issue with gun control in America is. If guns aren't the problem, Philip, what is the problem?
People.
People are the problem.
Yes.
Do you know what? After spending this amount of time with you, Philip, I'm starting to believe that that's partially true. Good.
Good.
Well, I'm glad you understand that people are the problem.
Yeah, that is becoming just painfully obvious. After investigating the issue on opposite sides of the earth, I discovered that if Americans really do want gun control, there is actually one thing they can do to get it. Move to Australia.
The land down under. Switzerland, so many guns. Oh, okay, I think this is the one I seen. The Switzerland
Loves
one.
guns. Hell, I love guns, but I also hate guns.
Another mass shooting in America.
Another mass shooting.
Yet another mass shooting.
So I was wondering, what if there was a world where people could keep their guns and have no mass shootings? Welcome to Switzerland, a neutral country most known for its cobblestone streets, perfect for skipping, its clocks, sophisticated pocket knives, and guns. Turns out peaceful Switzerland is one of the most heavily armed nations in the world. And like America, they love their guns. Yet they have almost zero gun violence. How the f*** is that possible? Luckily, I ran into an expert.
Is that a gun in your pocket, or you just... Oh, no, that's a gun.
Meet Miko. For 20+ years, he's been a firearms instructor for law enforcement personnel, military, and special forces. He also happens to be one hunk of a man.
So, Thor, tell me about Swiss gun culture.
We respect the guns because we have a mandatory service. Every man that goes to the army, they get a training and a rifle in case of invasion.
Which, to be fair, is a real threat, since the last time Switzerland was invaded was in 1798, before color was invented. So of course they have a militia.
The culture is a little bit different comparing to some other country.
You're familiar that I'm American, right?
Yeah.
You can just say these things to my face. You don't have to say other countries.
I think the gun culture in America is getting out of hand. This is a joke. there should be common sense gun laws.
Common sense. That's not our strength.
Yeah, I noticed that.
At all.
Yeah, well,
I noticed
can say that, but I don't like it when you say that.
But what we do have is that good old American gun freedom.
You know how easy it is to get a gun in the U.S.? I just go to Walmart, give them the money, gun.
I know.
I was telling one of my subscribers, it was I forget his name. Appreciate he always comment on my videos, but I was telling him, I think I did something about Finland, or maybe I was telling him we have another store, Academy Sports and Outdoors. I don't know if you have heard of that in Europe, but we have a store called Academy. You know, they got a lot of different things that you can get. This is probably the main place you can really go get a gun. You know, of course, they have them, you know, covered off and stuff like that. I think they even have guns in a box, to be honest. But, you know, for hunting and all that stuff, that's one of the main places you can. I haven't seen guns in Walmart in a minute. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen no guns in the Walmart. I'm sure they still have them, but I don't see them out too often. But at Academy, I do see
Uncle Paul out of his truck. He's got a bunch of guns. My brother Todd has a gun. You want to use it? Boom, borrow it for the weekend. That's nice.
Not really. In Switzerland, you can get a gun from your grandparents or from your father, but you still have to do the paperwork.
Even if I get a gun from my grandpa, I still got to tell the cops about it?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because in most states in America, you can buy a gun almost immediately without any background check. But not in Switzerland.
You apply the permit from the police. You provide clearance of your criminal record that you don't have any convictions. Wait for 2 weeks.
What if it's a small crime? What if you got caught urinating in public? You got caught for sleeping with your cousin because you didn't know it was a cousin because it was at your family reunion and she looked like she worked at catering. What if it's like assaulting a police officer, but really you were just tickling them?
If you can't be responsible of following some other simple rules in society to behave, why should you have a gun?
You don't need to raise your voice over this.
Was there even a payoff to all these rules?
How many school shootings have there been?
None.
What about malls? People shoot?
None.
What about like major holidays? People get shot up at major holidays here?
Nothing.
Come on, with all those guns, they had to have at least one mass shooting somewhere. After weeks of research, I discovered there was, in fact, one mass shooting in the Swiss parliament in 2001. But they haven't had one since? C'est incroyable.
You had a mass shooting 17 years ago. We have one every 17 minutes.
I think it was just one last week.
Il y a eu des changements. Par exemple, les munitions sont plus emportées avec les armes.
This is something that I'm having a hard time comprehending. You learned from a mistake and you made an improvement in the law. That's so Europe.
And while Switzerland's last mass shooting was in 2001, America has had, no, keep going, no, more, more, yeah, there you go, over 1,900 mass shootings since 2012.
That is insane,
averaging to about one a day. Which is why Miko felt I needed to be properly trained before I headed back to the States.
We have to talk about safety first.
Can I like with this one?
Yeah, just leave it alone. Don't touch it.
How are we going to shoot it if I can't touch it?
Let me explain you the rules first. So, number one thing that you have to remember is that you always treat the guns as if they're loaded, because probably most of the accidents that happens with empty guns.
All right, so this one here, this.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I think you don't pay enough, attention to what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm listening.
So you just have to follow 4 simple rules. Number 1, you treat the guns always as if they're loaded. Number 2, you never forward anything that you're not supposed to do.
Rambo.
I got a feeling that you're not paying attention enough.
What? No, I am. Let's do it. Let's blow some shit up. Miko, when you load these things, you ever get a little bit of a erection?
Do exactly what I
This
said.
man
Okay?
wild.
Okay.
All right, pay attention.
Pay attention.
Okay, and slowly press back until the gun goes off.
Jesus! This scares the shit out of me. I'm glad we had that safety instruction.
This is the dream. Shooting guns without the fear of getting shot. This is where America should be.
Yeah,
all
he a
we need to do
professional,
is
Nico.
keep ammo separate and have universal criminal and mental background checks. Have extremely strict open carry laws, justification for ownership, send written requests to authorities, and basically just change our entire gun culture.
A whole lot.
We can do that, right?
It's not really that fun when you keep shitting yourself.
You get used to it.
Switzerland responsible gun
No,
nut.
this isn't a green screen. This is real, disgusting Switzerland, a neutral country full of non-combative chocolate-eating yodelers. And they're also full
My
of
boy said chocolate eater yodelers.
In my previous report, I trained with firearms expert Miko.
Miko,
look, I shot some holes in the Swiss cheese. I put the...
I learned that when it comes to gun culture, Switzerland has a few more regulations than America. And thanks to these gun regulations and strict ammunition control, Switzerland has a murder rate of nearly 0. Sure, that's a great statistic, but how safe can it really be? To learn more about their gun culture, I attended the world's largest annual shooting festival
that's
right
a tough
here.
word.
Holy that's a lot of guns. Even that baby has a gun.
Not the baby
There's
loaded.
not enough training in the world to prepare me for this, so I brought my 2 secret weapons, my translator, Pierre, and my super manly, rock-hard American vest.
Why are you wearing a pussy vest?
What did you say, Pierre?
Pussy vest.
Ah, that's funny. Pussy vest. Why aren't you wearing a pussy vest? People are walking around with guns.
Because it's safe.
Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Oh, get it.
They're not shooting, no worries.
They're shooting.
They're shooting over there, not there.
How many accidents have happened here?
9.
9 accidents.
No.
9 accidents?
No. 0.
No.
0.
0.
I thought you said 9.
9.
Okay.
It's a German language.
It's a German language.
I know in the United American this is dangerous, but in the Switzerland we have tradition.
Tradition.
We have rules, and this.
We have rules.
Rules? What kind of rules let little kids participate in this Glocktoberfest?
Glocktoberfest.
Oh yes.
Why?
Ça me détend. On prend le temps, on respire.
So it's like yoga.
Yes.
They also
Okay.
throw booze into the mix because pourquoi?
At least this seems very organized. Not saying I'm sure they have some organized gun shows, gun stuff in America, but just the access is too easy.
It's a national party.
Oh, here comes the beer, everybody. Let's let the beer walk through.
Because
We've got
it's
rifles and then beers.
We come in here with the peoples, with the friends, and la 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 la, the beer, la la
La la la la beer.
We make the.
Yep.
And it's finished.
Well said. Guns and beers. This was an American wet dream. But something was different in
There
this
might
country.
be some Americans want to come to Switzerland now to experience this.
We respect arms, and if we respect it, it's not the problem.
Why should I listen to this drunk Swiss roll?
I was president for 5 years.
Oh.
You're telling me I'm having beer with the former president of Switzerland.
Yes.
Cheers.
Nowhere else could a former president be surrounded by thousands of firearms with no security. How could we get America to feel this safe?
That's your problem.
That's my problem.
Well, that's as neutral as it gets. But he's right, it is our problem. I mean, here they can shoot guns, drink beer, and no one gets hurt. In America, something like this could never happen. Oh! I decided to embrace this culture and hang with the only group that would let me in.
Wow. Yeah, you guys got AR-15s here, huh?
Meet the Shooting Society of Prez. It was time to show these Swiss fondues how Americans shoot guns.
I missed?
You missed, yeah.
How did I miss?
Alors vous avez besoin de beaucoup d'entraînement.
What?
Vous êtes vraiment très nul.
What do you know? You're 10 years old.
Mon petit frère, il pourrait faire mieux.
Yeah, you never even kissed a girl. You ever take your gun to school?
No.
No?
You are American.
You're not American.
No.
Okay, well, I
Dang.
can say that, but he can't.
These Swiss kids, huh?
Even if it is true, because the fact is, for Swiss kids, life with guns is very different.
Nothing happens. It's not like in the US where you have those mass shootings.
So your son, when he goes to school, he just has to worry about school.
Yeah, catching the bus on time.
Unlike America, Switzerland has found a way to peacefully coexist
Would be
with
nice.
firearms.
Shots. Oh, shit. Whoa.
And one of the main reasons is that while these gun owners may be loaded, it's actually illegal for their guns to be loaded when not in use.
We got beer, we got guns, we got food. I feel like I'm growing another testicle down here. You know what I mean?
So America, if we're gonna insist on being a nation of gun nuts, we could at least try and Swiss things up.
Switzerland. Roy meets world. Why does America love guns
A little
so
while
much?
back, I traveled to merry old England, a country that's got all kinds of weapons.
Oh, man.
Swords, shields,
Okay, I don't think I've done this one. I know I did the Switzerland one.
wooden catapults,
This is all
terrible
love,
massage chairs,
Oh.
even magic wands. But the one weapon you don't see is guns. So I wanted to find out why in my new segment, Roy Meets World.
Roy meets
Edward,
world.
where are you from?
Harrogate, North Yorkshire.
Okay, so do you feel safer here or visiting America?
Here. Safer here.
Why? Why do you feel safer here?
Because everybody's packing in the States.
You really don't see guns out here on a regular basis,
Not
huh?
really. Even with the cops, if you're walking around and you do see some cops, they don't have guns on them.
Why is that? Why y'all police don't have guns?
I honestly don't know about that one.
But how are you gonna accidentally kill somebody you wanted to kill?
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. You shouldn't be doing that.
So in the
It
UK,
shouldn't be. He said, "How you gonna kill somebody you accidentally meant to kill?"
wanted to kill.
Wanted to
Yeah,
kill.
well, that's the whole point.
That's
You shouldn't be
crazy.
doing that.
So in the UK, how do you show power? How do you show people you got a big dick, but you don't have a gun?
I don't try and show people that I've got a big dick. I know I've got one. Like, I think that
One way to do it. As a woman,
Oh
are you
my
impressed by men who have big guns?
No, we're not used to this in Norway. It's not common to have guns in private homes at all.
Okay, so in Norway, how do men let women know that they have a big dick?
Show it to them.
Oh my
Can't do that in America.
At all.
It's not an option. So the dark path. See, there's so much our two cultures
Oh,
can learn
man.
from each other. Why do you think Americans love guns so much?
I think it's something like deeply ingrained in the culture. Like, guns have been around for a long, long time in the US. Like in the UK, it's not so much of an issue because it's very underground. Whereas in America, it's normalized. Like you can walk into like a Walmart and buy a gun. And,
Yes, and a pack of Skittles and some ice cream.
Yeah,
And be right back out the door.
Everything.
So where are you all from?
South Africa.
Oh,
Why do you think Americans love guns so much?
Probably the Constitution and just because they're crazy.
Damn, you just hit us right out the gate. What is America's reputation in the world?
Probably mass shootings, as bad as it sounds.
Dang.
That's all we known for?
No, not only that, but it's
We got hot dogs, we got
Hamburger.
curry. Why do you think Americans love guns so much?
From an outsider's perspective, I think they're also really proud of their military and everything.
Well, we whooped a lot of ass. America's whooped a lot of ass.
I think so, at least, yeah.
Check the stats.
Yeah.
Check the British ass. Civil War. We whooped our own ass. So they didn't really know America's record on the court. And it turns out guns aren't just hurting our people, they're hurting our street cred all over the world.
I feel like, the U.S. was kind of like this beacon that a lot of people followed. If you look at it from the gun perspective, some of the other topics that are going on currently as well, I think it is affecting a little bit of its credibility on the global stage.
But it's a problem when guns have got more rights than women. So
Dang.
within a country.
Yeah, you're right. Is it possible that the rest of the world is just being too hard on America and the gun violence? We only been around 200 years.
Yeah.
You got some growing pains. Everybody know when you start a country, it's gonna be rough for a little while because you just whoop somebody's ass. No disrespect.
I have little faith in the
Yeah.
country at the moment. Like, I've never been. I've always wanted to visit it, but every time we talk about it, we're like, actually, like,
The attitudes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a certain place, but now, like they said, and I don't even know when this video was made, but when you look at it, it's like almost nowhere safe. You got to be cautious wherever you go these days. Like, you can't even go to the park, you can't go to a party, you can't go here, you can't go there, because somebody might have having it rough and deciding to take it out on everybody.
So Americans might not be Airbnb-ing their fully armed apartments to these people anytime soon. But that doesn't mean that all of Europe is a gun-free zone.
We can take Spitsbergen in Norway. That's the highest density of guns in any society in the world. Everybody has a gun in Spitsbergen. That's for protection for polar bears. But they don't shoot each other.
It's just for the polar bears.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to wear a gun if you go outside the city.
You're not allowed to go without.
Wait, it's a law that you have to wear a gun in that part.
One in the party has to
I
wear
need
a
to
gun
hear about
to go
that.
outside of the city limits.
To keep you from getting eaten by a polar bear.
Yeah.
Damn, mandatory guns to fight polar bears? I'm canceling my trip to Oslo. Honduras, here I come. There's no polar bears there, right?
So that's in Oslo. So that's in Norway, wherever that place is. No, I always find it interesting. It's the problem when guns have got more rights than women in a country. Dang. That did hit hard. But no, this was good. I'm glad I didn't get to see the first. I got to see the Switzerland one, but I don't think I've seen the Australia and the UK one. But somebody said Miko was their instructor just last year on the course, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, guns. Why do America love guns so much? But yeah, like I said, Independence Day. Had to do this one because, of course, as y'all see, it's a big part of America here. But that's all I have for this video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Appreciate. Thank you to whoever sent me this video. But yeah, gun control abroad versus the United States. Always, I feel like I said it earlier. It was just a shooting last week, I think, a mass shooting for Juneteenth. Was that last week? It might have been 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But it happened. It happens a lot too often. But y'all hit that subscribe button. Continue. You can add videos to different playlists that I have, or you can continue to send them through the Google form that I have, which that's where I found this one. So, but like I said, gun control. I feel like it's going to be an issue for years to come now. Still, I don't know what they're going to do when it's going to be solved. But y'all be blessed. Be the best to be you. I'm out.